Hi guys, Mike here with Mike's Custom Model Shop, and I'm doing a final reveal here on my 65 Ford Fairlane modified stalker that I just recently finished, and I really enjoyed working on this model here because it just, it was a nice, uh, simple, clean cut model. It didn't have a million parts to it. It had a fair amount of parts, and they were easy to really work on. I had a few little problems here and there, of course, as I always do with models, but for the most part, it was a fun build, and I'm actually pretty happy with it. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the box here. And here is my 65 Ford Fairlane modified stalker. Um, I I have to say I'm really happy with the finish on here that I ended up with. I usually that's where I've been having a lot of my problems with a lot of my models is the finish, getting the finish the way I like it. And I don't know. I've always been looking for the right formula, way to do this the correct way, and it's always eluded me as far as getting the finish the way I want it to look. And this one, I think, really kind of hit the spot there. Um, I had a little mishap uh, with the when I was working on it. I had finished the body, and I was happy with it. And I was putting something on. Um, I don't know. I think it something uh, the interior. I think I was putting it in, and I didn't know I had some glue on my hand, and that I and when I was pressing on the body to fit the interior in, I because of the fact that I didn't know I had glue on, I kind of messed up. The glue got on here and messed up my fantastic finish, here on this spot here. And consequently, I have a little line here and there. Yeah, it doesn't really show up on video that well. Let me see if I can get it. Okay, yeah, you can see that line there. I masked it off with masking tape, and I used some newspaper, because I wanted to see if I could save that, and it was really upsetting because the whole car was just perfect. But I went ahead and I sanded it down with some fine sandpaper and resprayed it, and refinished it. Sprayed the clear on it on that spot, and except for those little bit of lines, though, I guess you can't really see it that well. I guess but it's still one of them things. You could just never get away from problems with a model. It's just inevitable. You might as well just plan on the fact that you're gonna have a little mishap here and there. But other than that, though, I mean, I really am happy with the way this came together. Um, and I can't usually say that a lot about a lot of my models. I really like the dragster wheels that came with this. As you can see, I took some sandpaper to the wheels to make them look, like they've been used. And as you can see, the finish just really came out great. And I think part of the reason is that it looks so good is because that Tamiya paint that I bought. I'm going to be maybe buying some more of that for future models. And then as far as the clear coat, it was just just a can of clear coat that I bought at Walmart, some years ago. But I was surprised, that it laid down pretty good. Anyway, moving along here with the details of the car. Um, the front of the car, I was gonna black out do some black wash with the front, but I thought, no, this is doesn't really need that. Um, I did paint the front turning signals there with some red acrylic paint. I did use some Molotow chrome pen. Let me see if I can get better. There we go. I'm going to use some Molotow chrome pen, go around the edges of the windows. And if you've seen my last video, you already kind of got a good look at the interior. I got my roll bar and stuff in there. And I was able, with this car, to do my floating hinge for the front hood here. Let's get this going here. So I've got my hinge in there. And if you can see it there, I got it hooked onto in front of where the radiator is sitting, and of course the other part of it's on the bottom of the hood there. I'm going to see if I can. There we go. I got my floating hinge, and in case anybody's wondering, I just used some a large paper clip and some 3/32 plastic tubing to make the hinge. So I'm kind of happy with that. And as you can see, I did wire up the engine there and did some other detail work. See if you can see the battery and the water cooler and stuff in there. And I did some detail painting with the radiator. And if you see my last video, you probably got a good look at the engine better than what you can see it in here. My instrument readout, I had to reposition it because when I was trying to fit it in there with the windshield on, it was hitting on it. So I just took some cardstock and glued it in there so I could move it forward a little bit. The bottom, I did some little bit of detail painting with it. The differential and the main axle, the drive shaft and all that were all molded into the to the bottom here. And you can see kind of like the bottom of the engine there, a little bit of whatever detail work that I did with it. And there's a little piece of plastic here that came with my model. I don't know. I looked through the manual and I did not see where that was supposed to go. So I just decided, oh, what the heck, put it underneath the car just to kind of add some detail look to it. So I did have a mishap with the exhaust pipes here. I tried to hollow it out, to make the exhaust pipe look hollow. And when I used my regular drill, and in the process of doing that, the heat of the drill just melted it a little bit. So I'm gonna have to figure out a different way. I guess use maybe a hand drill or something in future models. So, okay. Anyway, put that hood back down. But that's pretty much the size of it. The windshield and the back window were really easy to install because it was one of these windows where both the back and the front window are attached. It's all one piece. So I like it when they do it that way because that way you have less chance of getting glue all over when you're just putting it in individually. So, but anyway, like I said, I'm really happy with the finish and everything. Uh, as far as the way the model came together. So anyway, if you like this video, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Like and subscribe. Any of you folks that are just tuning in for the first time. And also, I wanted to say a big thank you to all of my subscribers. All those that comment all the time. I really appreciate it. You guys are great. You guys do some great work, of course, yourselves, with whatever kind of model that you're doing, or if you're just collecting die-cast models. Like I said, thank you guys for this community that we have of model builders. I really am glad to be a part of this. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. You guys have a great rest of the day, and God bless. Bye-bye.